again. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our special holiday paint along activity. We will be missing John and Catherine and Angela Barbie, who are still in South America, in Peru to be exact. John, as Catherine and Angela, of course, would want to be with us today. So today we will be led by 4 brand ambassadors who's going to help us introduce to us painting activities that would make use of your Daniel Smith tools. So we have, where's Letty and Gio? Letty and Gio.
They are have any picture.
Oh.
Finally. Okay.
I know that there's 3 cameras from this wonderful couple here. And then we have, where is Lorena? Lorena Massa. There, Lorena.
Hello, everyone.
That's Lorena there. And we have Buffy and Raffaele as well.
Hello.
So quite fun today. And we have Gabriel, who's going to help us receive and read out questions from Facebook and even in the chat. So
ho.
We just want to know who's ready or who's planning to paint along with us. You can type in your message there. I see Christina raising her hand. I think a few more may join in a little while. So let's not waste time. Let's start now. We begin with Giovanni.
My voice, I have a little volume because I'm not here near the computer. Okay, the first step, apply the ground on a plastic Christmas ball. The first step is most important, is cleaning the surface, but with not the liquid cleaner, normal liquid cleaner, but only with the piece of paper, with the little water I prepare in this mode, and I use the paper tape for the limit when I apply the. For example, I use this small paper tape because it's perfect for the curves. Now I apply very fast.
So at this stage, Gio is preparing the Christmas ball for the application of watercolor ground.
Yeah, for the first step. And the second step is, in this case, this ball has a plastic glossy surface, and I create the matte surface. And in this case, use or the sandy sponge when apply in this case, and create the matte surface. The number of grind is 400. Is a little touch, or use the normal sanding paper, or use the silver wool and create the matte surface. Look at the difference, glossy and matte. For the best application, the first coat of ground. In this case, I use have a Christmas ball with the glitter inside, and I use the transparent or pearlescent white, for example, and apply the first coat with the sponge brush. It's important when apply the brush strokes only in all the brush strokes in in this side, and when apply the second coat in this side, create the crossing level for the best result. I prefer in this case use the pearlescent white or transparent because I have a
So Gio,
Yeah.
I could see that you're applying ground directly from the jar, right? No water at this time.
no, directly from the top. But if you want, apply 10% of water. Maximum. And apply in this case, and I use this dog. Okay. The light inside. When the transparent ground or pearlescent white is beautiful. Yeah, it's similar to disco. Okay, and my another techniques. For the micro Christmas ball, I use the iridescent gold and pearlescent white in 2 levels in this mode. Take my little ball. And directly on the jar.
Or if a few of you have come on just a little late, we're seeing Gio apply the Daniel Smith watercolor ground.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea to dip it in like that. That's so smart.
Yeah, it's so smart because the layer is perfectly, the thickness is similar in the whole surface on the boards. And
Oh, you did double too. Wow, so cool.
yeah. Most important when apply directly from the jar, when the putting the ball on the wood sticks, the ground is go down, and I think with the sticks, they let the drops. When dry, it's perfectly.
Really cool. Love that.
Apply the second layer with pearlescent white, for example. Apply directly and create the strips. And the procedure is similar to the iridescent gold and putting my wood sticks. And the end, when I dry, is perfectly beautiful surface. And for example, now apply the vinylic glue with water for the glittering. Use all chopsticks, sorry. Apply mold or use the mold brush.
Gio, can you
Yeah.
help move your hands a little, just a little forward so that, yeah, if
Sorry.
that's comfortable. Thank you.
Because I don't have the screen for checking. It's a passion work. Okay. When apply this,
Giovanni, I love seeing how you innovate and using the different tools around you. That's really exciting to see a chopstick being used to apply the watercolor ground. I wouldn't have thought of that.
thank you. I use the glitter powder. And this is the result. Very sweet. And when I dry, I apply the watercolor. For example, I use these old balls for writing Daniel Smith.
It's like adding bling.
Oh, this reminds me of a fondue. I need to fondue and do this technique.
Yeah, is the cheese.
Gio, for your experience, like I know these are like the small, tiny Christmas balls, but I know that you've also painted on the regular sized Christmas ball. How many hours do you need to dry the watercolor ground before you could paint on it?
Quante ore ci vogliono per far asciugare?
The minimum 12 hours. One night.
One night. Thank you.
Yeah. Because is when apply the ground, especially in the summer, the ground dry very fast. But in the primary surface, okay, but inside not drying very fast.
Thank you
How
for
long do
explaining
you-
that. Thank you for explaining that because I have some watercolor ground that I have drying just over here, and that helps me know to give it time to cure. Thanks.
Okay.
Gio, I have a question. How long before you put the second dip? You know, you dipped it into the gold and then the white. How long would you need to wait?
Quanto tempo ci vuole per bagnare dentro la pallina? La becchi dentro.
5 seconds. But when the first coat drying,
Quanto tempo ci metti la pallina dentro la ground? A couple of seconds.
a couple of seconds.
Nice. This gives me an idea. I can use the black watercolor ground as well and use gouache maybe.
And now with the 10-0 brush, writing the first letter.
In case our guests wonder, Gio, like not why at this time you're painting on those teeny weeny Christmas balls. Gio is actually Gio's profession. He's a painter, but at the same time, he's a what's the right word, Gio? Conservation. Restores artworks.
Also restoration too.
And he does miniature painting too, from large format to miniature paintings.
Yeah. And apply the second. Usually I use the lens for the best view, but now only with my eyes.
So while Gio continues to paint on the Christmas ball, I'd like to share that, especially for our guests who are in Zoom, you could also check out brand ambassadors who are also painting along, like Raffaele Currently, he's doing a stocking, painting on Christmas stocking. And Letty at the moment is preparing for the next activity, which is to make a watercolor Christmas card. And I think Buffy is also ready. You could see on her desk, just getting ready to assemble her Christmas balls, the parts of the Christmas ball. And Lorena also is just on standby. She's going to show us how she designs or how she paints on her Christmas ball. So Lorena, on standby, gonna put you on spotlight next. You ready? So Gio will spotlight Lorena now. So we saw Gio prepare a small Christmas ball, primed it with our ground, and now he's decorating it. He's painting it, prettifying the Christmas ball. So we now have Lorena to share her process.
Yes, thank you. This evening I want to show you this kind of material. Is a different material because this is a dish of wood, a wood dish. You know, I live in a mountain and I love so much work on wood. And for this reason, I like so much the smell of wood. For this reason, I asked to my father-in-law, he's a carpenter, and he could me this dish of wood. Now I prepare it with the ground, titanium white watercolor ground, and then I will paint this part of wood. I think that it's also interesting use the transparent ground, but I don't have it, so I use the white ground. I use a synthetic brush, okay, is really soft, and I work in this way. I decided I give a part of bank that is free, is not covered by the ground, because this is a really part really interesting of the wood. So you can see that I don't use the tape, but I prefer that this part is irregular, okay? In this way.
Lorena, so for
Yes.
this wood surface, did you prepare or sand it before applying your ground, or what process was involved?
Yes, I prepared the surface. I use a brush and I clean it, and also I use sandpaper and I scratch the surface because there are some irregular parts. Maybe that this irregular part can be interesting, but in this case, I prefer that the surface is liscia, is not rough.
Smooth.
Smooth, okay. Yes, I prefer that the surface is smooth. Grazie, Letizia.
Thank you.
The wood absorb the ground more, absorb the ground faster than other surface as like plastic or glass. So I believe that I can realize a second layer in an hour, okay? Okay. I think that in this moment I can wait, and when it is dry, I will apply a second layer. I show you also another different. I realized this ball last year, and this is all glass.
Glass.
Glass, yes. Statistic of drying is longer, but it's really interesting. This what can I say? This part is opaca. Lei ti aiutami un po'.
Opaque, matte.
Okay, this part is opaque, and I can realize this little decoration. In this case, I use the
Mars Black.
Mars Black ground, and for this reason, I realize this decoration with the gold because he's more visible.
Thank you, Lorena. I think Lorena explained earlier that the wood needs some drying time before she could apply another layer. So while we wait for that, or we don't even have to see the second layer being applied today, I think the purpose of today's session is to just briefly show the process, and you could apply it after today's session. Anyway, the video recording will stay up on our Facebook page and also on YouTube. So now we move on to, I just want to show Raffaele first, and maybe Raffaele could help explain his process. Raffaele, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I was preparing a special Christmas sock, but I am waiting for this to dry up. Then I will make shadows, you will see. And this is a classic Christmas ball. Don't know if you can see the contour. And I am putting some detail on the trees.
What's that beautiful green? What's the color that that you use for on here?
I am using the 24 half-pan set. This one. It is Pyro Scarlet, Sap Green, Perylane Green, Queen Agridon Gold, and Raw Amber.
Thank you.
And Ultramarine Bloom, of course.
So perhaps you could come back later for Raffaele's final touches for the design. And so now we could proceed with Letty.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just waiting for everything to dry up.
Thank you.
For me, I created a simple cardboard from the chocolate, and I threw down the pearlescent and the gold. And I will show you, these are made of 2 coats of brown. And then also I used the cardboard with the titanium white. These are made by a cardboard just marked with a simple adhesive tape. So just draw and cut. Simple, very, very simple. And what I did with all the ground is fantastic because I used also for another decoration of on wood. This is the same base. I did the transparent ground, and then I applied the red and the iridescent gold. This is phthalo. This is phthalo blue turquoise. This is the new color that is vibrant raspberry iridescent, and the other one are iridescent russet gold. This is Sleeping Beauty. These are all the green Primatex, and this is our dual chrome. And almost the same colors are done on the pearlescent white ground. So the effect it's similar, but you can choose between the shade if you want to see the background, the wooden background or not. So it's very beautiful. And this white is the Chinese white watercolor. And I made it the pearlescent white. Here I put down the iridescent gold. And I did another thing with the ground. So I make the metallic thing. So I did a coat, and then with the brush, I did some stroke just to make the effect of the volume. So that I have some edges. Here, for the
We have a question.
Yes.
We have a question on Facebook. It's from Peggy. She says, what is the assortment of pigments in the pan to your left?
The pigment in my half pan are only tube squeezed and dried. So I squeeze all the tube in the empty pans, and I let it dry. I let them dry for weeks, for months, and then I just pick a drop of water and I reanimate the color. So I reactivate the color with the dropper. Just a drop of water on them. But they are absolutely all the luminescent tubes freeze inside the half pan or another. This is my set of Primatex and other colors. So it's easy to find my Primatex colors. For example, I use for the teddy bear, I use the bronzite here, very light shade of bronzite, because I want to keep the sparkles of the bronzite genuine. So that is a Primatex. And here on the ears, the burn bronzite. And then I pick up the iridescent. Sorry. This was the thick. I used the quinacridone red for the hearts directly from the thick, just to have a thick color. And again, this is a black. This is a new black. We have the black that is called red green. This is a new one. This is coming soon into the stores. And the other one I used also, and I show you also the vibrant strawberry that I use here. This is the effect.
Pretty.
That looks wonderful.
Yes,
very combination of green and the iridescent.
And on the paper, the iridescent vibrant strawberry is here. Just this is very thick color, and this is very smooth and very light color with a lot of water. If you see the sparkles.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Letty. We'll come back to you in a little while. Now let's invite Buffy.
Hi, season's greetings, everybody. I wanted to share a way to repurpose your painting. I believe it was Caroline Diebel who shared about taking watercolor and breaking it into strips and doing projects. And then I saw what Letty was doing and I thought, well, why not try it on watercolor paper? So this one, I laid a stencil on it and then I sponged some of the titanium, the buff titanium or titanium white ground on it, and then was able to paint it and create a little ornament. So I thought I would share one with you guys. So I just take a stencil and lay it on there. And then I begin to gently sponge on the ground to get some coverage. This could be a fun project to do with kids because you could do a big abstract painting or even some cute Christmas trees or whatnot. And then apply the ground because it will make the paper a little thicker also. And then when you take the stencil off, you'll have a cool abstract bulb. And once it dries, you can then paint on it. So this one I was able to paint on it again. And then you can hole punch it and put a little ribbon in. So I'm going to do a couple more really quick. Just a fun way to repurpose your painting. I'll use white this time.
We have lots of people on Facebook that are really enjoying getting all these fun ideas for the holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, people.
Oops.
Anna Marie, thank you for helping us connect with those who also share their thoughts about today's presentation.
My
So you
pleasure.
have the-
Gabriel is doing a great job. I have a question for Buffy real quick. Sorry to interrupt. I see that you're using a white medium over a really beautiful painting to start with. Can you mix a white medium with the transparent medium so that you have more of the under layer coming through? Is that possible?
Yeah. Yes, that's a good idea.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Because the first painting you had on that bulb was so lovely. It like water.
Aw.
Yeah. I didn't want to hide it with the white.
Yeah, this one covered quite a bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of the transparent. And you said to add just a little tiny bit of white, Anna?
Right, because you could have it smoky coming in and out if you can manipulate the ground to mix both the clear with the white.
Okay, so I put just a tiniest bit of the white in and we'll try one. I'll try it on this one because it has a nice dark to see how well. Let's pick a different stencil too. This one show a little bit more too. Let's see.
Do you have to be careful with your stencils to wash the acrylic watercolor ground off of them quickly, or will it clean off easily?
The plastic stencils, it'll come off really easily, but these cardboard ones, it'll dry. And I mainly use the cardboard ones for like spray paint art. So I'm not too worried about that, but the plastic ones, it'll come off. I'll probably right after this session, I'll go and wash them with some water. What a great idea. See, I love these Zooms because we can think of such great ideas together. Look at that. Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
Pretty.
I was tracking with Anna on that, like, you know, that frosted look that people used to do on their windows of their businesses.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool, actually. I want to do another one. Thank you. What a great idea. See, great minds, right?
I think we have a
Thank
question
you.
on Facebook. Probably Gio can answer this one. It's do you spray an fixative maybe on the projects for the
Oh,
No,
balls?
no. I prefer no, because many fixative in the with the years is yellowish.
the fixative spray things will become yellowish.
What
Giovanni,
about what about for work like Letty's work that had wood on it, or Buffy's work that has paper? It seems like fixative could be helpful.
yes, but the fixative will be yellowish during the year. So you will have a yellow glaze after years.
Didn't Caroline Diebel talk about having fixative that was wax based? Would that be a possibility?
No, he doesn't get the wax.
It's better to no.
Better not to not put the wax if you want to have a high-end product.
I think as long as you're indoors with the Christmas decorations, you're fine. Just maybe keep the spaghetti red sauce away. Nothing splatters on the designs. But yeah, like it's gonna be indoors and it should be okay.
See, Gabriel, when I hear that answer, I think that Giovanni and Letty's kids are a lot more tidy than my kids ever were.
Mhm.
Kids are a blessing for sure.
Splatter and Christmas cheer off.
So
this one's my favorite. So I think I'm just gonna do just pure transparent ground on it. And that way I can just make an ornament out of this, just the pretty abstract that it is. So anyways, I'll let these guys dry. Thank you for letting me share.
Beautiful. Thank you, Buffy. We'll invite
Yeah, I love
Buffy
that
again.
upcycling idea. The upcycling is really cool.
So I know we're getting to be a lot like Christmas, but can you use some of these techniques on Easter eggs, do you think?
Yeah, that's
I was thinking, springing ahead before getting, yeah.
I've been blowing eggs for about a year for that purpose. And I have goose eggs and quail eggs and quite a nice selection for the watercolor ground.
As long as you keep the bunnies away, I think you're all right.
You went in as usual.
Just before we invite Raffaele again, is
Look at
camera
Lorena
is great now. We just pasted in the chat like more info about and tips for your watercolor ground. So Raffaele, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, we see you progressing well with the artwork.
Is it just another ball?
Pull it a little bit to your left. To your left.
Puoi muoverlo un po' più a sinistra? Un po' più a sinistra? Ancora un po'? Ok. Dai un colpo di luce? Un po' più di luce?
Non ce l'ho.
Ah, perché è un po' buia.
Lo so.
What colors are involved here?
Colore è? Che stai usando?
The same color as before, sap green, pyrrole scarlet, a little phthalo green, and that's all.
So on the ornaments, which are cardboard, which is sort of thick, not really thick, but does anybody do anything around the edges, like ribbon or braid or anything to decorate around the edges?
Yeah.
Or do you paint?
It will be round cut and then hang on the Christmas tree.
But around the edge, I mean, I can see where you'd have a hole or you have the hanger, but around the edge, do you do anything to make the edge the outside edge more attractive?
Yes, I could try to enlighten a little this way
Hmm.
and drop in a little quinacridone gold.
That
It
would
sounds like you're asking about the three-dimensional aspect of the cardboard, about putting ribbon on the three-dimensional aspect, and I see no reason why not. That sounds lovely.
I think it would look like glowing from afar.
Yes.
Oh, smashing, huh?
Hmm.
So in an earlier meeting, we got introduced to what? Arctic fire, Arctic flame, and it's shiny. Somebody was painting fish, and they had this new paint that Daniel Smith got, and made the fish scales shiny. It was
I think
gifted.
referring to Jim, Chris, Jim embellished his works with our luminescence.
Yes.
Ah,
You can see the Arctic fire here in my card. I use it with the dot card for the snow here. This is the Arctic fire. Maybe you should see the glow.
that's lots of fun. Thank you very much.
I see from my eyes, I see the blue, but with the cam, you can see the green and also some violet. So if you turn a little bit,
So Letty, that
the Arctic
will
fire
allow
paints everything, every time.
as the Christmas ornament moves on the tree and as you move around the Christmas tree,
Yes.
Mhm.
sparkle will change, right?
For example, this is the duochrome hibiscus. And this is the duochrome mauve. And this is the iridescent russet and the iridescent gold. Antique gold and gold. And the three dots are jade, iridescent jade. So that is green. When you move, you can see all the different shade of the color. That's why I love the luminescent. But I know they're not so
And then-
professional.
And I think when you have your Christmas lights on, it adds more bling to your Christmas ball. So
Yes,
just
now I'm making the random tree with all the luminescent. Not randomly.
thank you, Letty. So let's check before we invite Lorena again. Let's check who painted along. I saw, was it Linda and Dara? And if you are following us and you have some artwork to share, we can do that. Maybe they're not done yet. Not done yet. So let's invite Lorena.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
That's pretty.
Yes, I prepare in the past day. I prepare this bowl. It's a plastic bowl similar to this of Giovanni. I pass 5 layers of ground, titanium ground, and if I don't know if people see, but this is rough because effect is more interesting. Okay, and now I realize this holly. Okay. My favorite red, the organic version. Red, and the dark part of the berry. I use the cobalt. So I have And about the green, I use the permanent light. Also, the
Cooker screen.
yes, I like it so much. I think that it's the green of Christmas, and is for the dark part of the foglie. Letizia, come si dice foglie? Leaves.
Foliage.
The permanent green light with the industron, because this is the industron blue and dark green. This part is the ANSA yellow light, and I think that is yellow because he is semi-transparent and it is strong.
Thank you, Lorena.
Thank you too.
Your Christmas ball really has those Christmas colors.
Yes,
And
yes.
are you gonna help share this just a good picture of this Christmas ball on your Instagram so that we could have a better look of the finished piece?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So let's now go back to Giovanni.
Yeah.
How are you doing there, Gio?
What?
Steve.
Are you live?
Decorations,
Really?
candy and the Christmas package and the typical plants of the Christmas. The Christmas package created directly with the cobalt blue and the gold with the iridescent gold ground, and the pyro red for the candy, and spring green and bandit brown and pyro red for the plants. Very small.
Giovanni, do you have any advice or teaching for those of us that don't paint in miniature for how to do such a delicate skill?
Dai qualche consiglio a chi non sa dipingere la miniatura?
My advice is important for painting the miniature. For example, for me, especially for the soldier, for the face, it's very, very small. More practice for your hands, for use the line, use very, it's important, use the best your hands, the line with the right hand and with the left hand. Is a exercise every day for hour and hour.
Gio, I'm curious about the brush. Is it a soft or medium or stiff brush?
Com'è questo
It's
pennello che tipo
a soft, it's a synthetic, it's soft with the long hair is a 10-0 number, but with a long hair for create the line and the point, but very, very soft.
And then we had a follow-up question also for everybody working with the paper crafts. As Sandra McDuffie was asking, what do you use to cut watercolor paper for all the ornaments?
I use the scissor and the blade to cut the paper.
I'm curious, has anybody ever tried a ceramic blade? Do those work well?
For the circle, I use these particular cuts. The circular cuts, right? I created the center of the ball and the cutting.
I made it with the
What
scissors.
is that called, Giovanni? That's cool. What is that?
It's a circular cut. When applying on
It's a
the
compass.
the
It
compass,
works like a compass.
when applying on the board, and I create the circle. This is that blade, and cut the perfect circle.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I used baby scissors. That would have been nice to have. Took me a little while.
Yes, but it's the minimum is around 4 inches of diameter, like mine. So
Nice.
it's 10 centimeters.
So we're just about to wrap up our session for today. Don't worry, we're going to do another round next Friday. So for those who join us mid or halfway of today's session, we're going to have another demo by Gio and Letizia, and I think most likely Buffy and Lorena, same support team
Yes.
here we have. But next Friday, we will share about making your Christmas ball, paper Christmas balls. So Gio, thank you so much. Thank you once again for the generous tips. To
Thank you.
Lorena, to Letty, Raffaele, and Buffy, thank you so much for your time and for your generosity of your tips, knowledge, and of course, by being passionate. We look forward to seeing your artworks on your social accounts so that we could share them to our community. And for those who are with us today in Zoom, thank you for being here. And also to our friends who join us in Facebook. May you all start the season bright. And if you feel like sharing your artworks, using our colors, using our tools, feel free to tag us.
So could you list those, the things, the grounds, of the name of the ground or the glue or whatever? Could you list that so we could see that and share that with friends,
Sure.
particularly the Daniel Smith, right?
Yeah, we'll include noted, Chris. We'll include it in our post.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
See
you.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Thank
you.
you.
Very much.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.